Hello everyone, this is Black Doom 900 here with my thoughts and impressions on the very first season of the critically acclaimed television show Breaking Bad. So, with that being said, let's jump into the story, shall we? So let's break down Breaking Bad to its core roots, the story. The general plot revolves around our main protagonist, Walter White, who quickly discovers he has lung cancer. Instead of simply giving up, he decides to go for a more logical approach. Becoming a meth dealer, of course! He, along with his former high school student turned druggie, Jesse, decide to work with one another to make money through, well, making meth. Jesse for his own personal gain, and Walter to make sure his family income is stable in case he kicks the bucket. Here we have a fairly straightforward plot, yet risky concept, and how well does it do it? Beautifully, of course. The story is by far one of the most creative concepts I have seen in a television series since maybe Dexter. It takes an idea that probably shouldn't work and turns it into pure gold. And with this great story, we are given a great foundation for character development for the entire cast. This is shown as it drives into Walter's everyday life next to his drug-dealing antics. It makes a stable foundation for development and entertainment alike for future seasons, just through the story alone. Honestly, besides a slightly slow start, I have no complaints about the story once episode 2 begins. That's when the story can truly be captivating and shine all on its own. Remember how I said there's a great foundation for character development? Yeah, that's because the characters are great. Are they super complex and mysterious yet? No. Do we care about every single one of them yet? No, not quite yet. Now, let me say this. The characters are currently still finding their identity in Season 1, so obviously they will only grow stronger throughout each season. But aside from Walter and Jesse, character growth has not come into full effect. Yet. Sidecasts are still being introduced to us, thus they haven't been given full breathing room for their own development. Characters like Walter's wife and son are still being shown to the audience as of right now, so they haven't been given any huge plot threads to be intertwined in as of yet. So, while at a strong start, especially with only 7 episodes, I will have to give this characters a lower score than the story, just on the factor that the story had more of a focus, and the characters are still being built up. However, expect to see this section rise throughout each season, and even surpass the story within each and every episode, because they are setting up an amazing foundation for some really good, great built characters, and it's very, very engaging to see how well they've worked out within just the very little episodes they are shown in. And I'll be tackling visuals and sound in the same category in a sense, because they are both very, very small details that are part of the show that are not nearly as important as the story and characters, but I still think they should be discussed in very short spurts. So, let's begin. As for the visuals look pretty damn good for a 2008 show. They are not groundbreaking, but they fit just fine in what the show is trying to convey. They are definitely impressive, but nothing jaw-breaking. Though you won't need any big budget visuals with how well the show is directed. The direction is simply beautiful, and some of the best directing I've seen in some time. My score for the visuals are an 8 out of 10. The sound is probably the weakest part about Breaking Bad, honestly. While the acting is amazing, the music set pieces are kind of weak. Nothing really stands out too much, and it just kind of leaves a slight disappointment as in comparison to the quality of the show overall. On that point, none of the music sounded bad, just uninspired. They're not up to the quality as what you would see with all the other sections, which makes me have to give the score a 6 out of 10 for sound. It's just not as good as it could have been. While it does have good voice acting, everything else kind of falls flat, and it's something that I can't really ignore. Now I'll go into my personal enjoyment, and that kind of accumulates everything together, the story, characters, visual sound, all of that into one small category, just to say what I liked overall and how much the enjoyment impacted for me. So, let's do that, shall we? Breaking Bad is the most fun I've had with a television series in a long time. Everything felt grandiose and engaging. On an enjoyment scale, this show could not be beaten by much of anything, if anything at all. I was not bored once, or even tired. I watched all 7 episodes through a marathoning extravaganza, fully engaged and loved every single waking moment of it. This is a must-watch show, purely based off of 7 episodes. That's something to say upon its quality. I cannot give this any lower than a 10 out of 10 score for personal enjoyment, since there was nothing for me to be uninterested in. Even with the low score on sound, that was something so small and minute I couldn't care. The personal enjoyment aspects for everything is just so highly regarded that I don't give a damn. And that honestly just gives you that full retrospective of what it can really do. And that's why my personal enjoyment is a 10 out of 10. This show is definitely a must-watch. So at least my overall score with an 8 out of 10, a must-watch show that you shouldn't be missing at all. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's definitely worth a watch, and you are doing yourself a disservice by not doing so. Anyways, guys, this is Black Doom 900 here, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave your feedback in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here.